All right, if you're back, this is the third video and final video tutorial for outlining and ultimately putting your essay together and submitting it to paper for revision. All right, something we've done several times in this class this year. All right. Now, this is video number 3, focusing on your conclusion and putting the essay together. You should have already watched the first 2 videos. So if you have, again, I'm scrolling through my example. Again, mine is not completed. Your introduction paragraph should be completed. All your body paragraphs, all these boxes should be completed. And you should be on your conclusion now. You should be ready to write your conclusion paragraph for this essay. So if all these other boxes are not completed, you are on the wrong video. You want to go back to video 2 for your body paragraphs, or video number 1, although I don't think you'd be on video 1 yet. Right? So make sure you're in the right spot. But if you're ready to write your conclusion, then let's talk about it. All right. So the 5th paragraph and the final paragraph of your essay is always a conclusion, right? This is where you wrap your essay up. This is where you kind of recap what your essay was arguing. Remember, this is a literary argument essay. So you have argued something. You've argued what 3 central topics were the most prominent, most prevalent. Now, you got to conclude this essay. So we always want to write a conclusion by restating our thesis statement, but in different words. Pay attention to that, in different words. So here's what I do. I go back up to my introduction because that's where my thesis statement was. Remember, your thesis statement was what your essay was ultimately going to argue. And my thesis statement said, after reading the novella, 3 of the most prevalent and significant central topics are rebellion, loyalty, and communism versus capitalism. Right? Now, I want to restate this statement, but I want to do it in slightly different words, okay? You can be creative with how you want to do it, but I'm just going to come back down here, and then I'm going to write something like this. Now, a lot of people like to start off with a conclusion. You can do that. That's letting your reader know that you're going to conclude your essay. I don't use in conclusion a lot because so many people do it that it seems too common. I just like to write, or even a simple transition word like therefore will work too as well. But you can even write, just write, for example. But for this one, I will do in conclusion because I feel like that's the simple way to do it. So in conclusion, now notice I'm going to do this in slightly different words. 3 of the most important and again, I used the word prevalent before, so I want to use something more, a little bit more in depth. Important and, I guess you can say, I'm going to use the word pervasive. Now, you might not know what that means, but pervasive pretty much means you see it throughout something. It's constantly present. All right. 3 of the most important and pervasive central topics in this story are rebellion. Again, I'm just writing my 3: loyalty and communism versus capitalism. Right. So again, I just restate my thesis statement, but notice how I didn't do it in the exact same words. Almost the exact same words. So pause your video and rewrite your thesis statement now. All right, if you're back, it's going to ask you now, this box should be filled. So now it says, briefly summarize the significance of each theme. That when they say that, they're talking about each topic. So what you want to basically do is, again, you've already talked about all your examples and everything in the body paragraph of your essay. So, just talk about these topics very briefly one more time. So it could be something like, through rebellion, loyalty, and communism versus capitalism, the reader of the story can, and then I'm just going to elaborate, give some general insight into these topics. We're talking 1, 2, maybe 3 sentences at the most. So briefly summarize the significance of these topics. So pause the video and try to do that now. All right, if you're back, then I'm assuming that this box is filled. And of course, if you're not sure, you can always check it with me. If you think it sounds good, just keep going. All right, and now we're at the very end, which is how do I conclude my conclusion? I want to end with a reflection on the novel's relevance today, or Orwell's intended impact on the readers. Leave your reader with a powerful message or some food for thought to consider. So basically, think about it like this. After your reader has read your whole essay about Animal Farm and the 3 topics that you chose to argue, what can they take away from it? Not about the story, but about life. What are some words of wisdom or some guidance about life that they can get from your essay and from this story based on your topics? That's ultimately what you want to do in this box, all right? So leave your reader with some powerful messages or something to consider about these topics and their relevance today in today's society. Again, don't write too much though. 2, 3, maybe 4 sentences to close this out. So pause the video and end your essay with the final statement. All right, if you're back, then all of your conclusion boxes should be filled, which means all of these boxes should be done. If that is the case, and you have all the boxes done, you are now ready to put this essay together, right? All right, so you want to make it into a final draft. So on Google Classroom, I attached this final draft copy. You should have one that looks just like this. If you don't have it open, you want to pause the video now and have this open alongside with your introduction. So have them both open. All right, first things first, I have a heading set up though, but you want to change that heading, right? So let's get rid of name instead of name. We're going to write our actual name, so you're going to delete that. And don't write next to the word name, change the name. So I'm going to write Corey Gasly because that's my actual name. All right, the date is all set up for the 21st of May, which is the day you're turning this in, so that should be good. Period, are you period 1 or period 2? You want to make sure you put that in there. Again, get rid of the number sign and write the actual period. So I'm going to put 1 just for this example, but you might be in second period. And then you already have the title of the assignment right here, so there's nothing else to do. So I'm going to move my cursor down. You notice I have a spot to indent right here. So you can always move your cursor down right there or even right here because you want to indent every paragraph, right? And now I'm going to come back up and I'm going to go paragraph by paragraph. Again, we've done this before. So I'm going to start with my introduction paragraph. I'm going to grab my hook statement. Again, mine is not real words. Obviously, you should have real words here. I'm going to hit Control-C to copy. I'm going to come back over here where my cursor is. Control-V to paste. And notice I pasted it. And it's double spaced already. See the space in the middle? It should be double spaced. If not, I can come around and show you how to do that. I'm going to do a space after the period. I'm going to come down here to B. I'm going to grab my background information. Notice how I don't highlight the box or it'll paste the box. Just the words and just the punctuation. So I'm going to hit Control-C. Come back over here. Control-V. Do another space there. And then I'm going to come back down here and get the last part of my introduction, which is my thesis statement. Control-C. Control-V. And now my introduction's done. So what do after this paragraph? I hit Enter. I hit the Tab button in the upper left-hand corner, Tab. And that's going to tab it in so it indented. See that, how I tabbed it in? Just like this one was tabbed in, so is this one. Don't hit space, hit the Tab button. And now I'm ready to do my first body paragraph, which is my second paragraph. Again, so now I come up here for my first body paragraph. I hit Control-C. Come down here, paste it, space. I come next one, and I'm just going to go in order throughout my essay for each paragraph. Remember, I should have 5 paragraphs when I'm done. If you don't have 5 paragraphs, you're not doing it correctly. Again, kind of copy it here. Again, paste it again. Oh, there's a mistake. Always make sure you clean up after it. Make sure everything looks good. Come back down here, grab the last thing I wrote. Again, I don't have my whole essay done, so I just have parts of it done. All right, and then, of course, you would want to continue and put the second part of that in there. And then you'd want to do that each time for each of your paragraphs. So each one of these should be their own paragraph on this document. Right? Now I'm going to pretend that I wrote 5 paragraphs, so now I want to put my conclusion. So I'm going to go here and get my conclusion here. So I would copy that, my thesis statement in conclusion. This should be your last paragraph that you're doing. I'm going to go here and get this part. Again, my essay is not done because it's just an example. So there you go. So I put everything there in my paragraphs. Of course, mine is short, not real words, because it's just a sample. When yours is done, it should be 5 paragraphs. That means all an introduction, 3 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. If it's double spaced, it's the right font size, it should be at least 2, if not 3 or 4 pages, depending on how much you wrote. It all depends on your essay, right? So then your essay is put together. So pause the video and put your whole essay together. All right, if you're back, your whole essay should be together. Your heading should be done. You should have 5 separate paragraphs. I only have 3 on here. Again, it's mine as an example. All of your introduction or all of your outlines should be put on there and completed. And now you are ready to submit this to paper for review. So if you forgot, all you got to do is go to your bookmarks, go to Clever, log into Clever. I'm going to log in myself. Again, mine might look slightly different than yours. Find that paper icon, open up paper, log into paper. There's the bell. Again, I'm going to go to the student view here, so it should look like yours here. So when you log into paper, it should look something like this. Mine's taking a second to load. It should have all your classes written out. I would choose, pre-AP English, because that is the one that you are getting your reviewed on. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to go to Get Writing Reviewed. So I'm going to click on that. And then I'm going to upload my document. What do I want reviewed? So I'm going to upload my document here. I'm going to go to my Google Drive. I'm going to grab my paper that I just wrote. Remember, you're uploading your final draft. So there you go. I'm uploading that one. And then you're all set up. So go ahead and upload your draft. All right, if you're back, it's going to need you to fill out some stuff. Title of your work. Again, you can title it whatever you want, but I would title it maybe Animal Farm Essay. Make it simple, something like that. What type of submission is it? It's an essay, so make sure you submit an essay. What classes it's for your pre-AP. What language are you submitting it in? English, obviously. You can skip this box right here where it says, let your tutor know what you need help with. What questions do you have? What have you tried so far? You can write whatever you like, but if you want to write something, things that you want them to look for. So I could ask my reader, please make sure my grammar and mechanics, that's your writing mechanics, are proper. I could even ask or state, please look over the evidence in my body paragraphs and make sure I have fully explained myself in my essay. Something along that line. Or, again, you can keep it very simple. Please, again, if you want to keep it real simple, check grammar, organization, and ideas. Something simple. Yeah, but give them something to look for in your essays. Right? And then what you do is you submit it for review. Once you submit it for review, as you already know, you've done this numerous times, it will tell you about how long you'll get it back. Once you get it back, you'll make the final corrections, and then you'll submit it, and you'll be all done with this essay, and you'll be all done with this class and ready for summer break. All right, so go ahead, put it all together, submit it to paper. You must submit it to paper before I'm going to grade it. It has to be checked by someone at paper first. So make sure you do that, and congratulations, you were this close to being done.